Okay, this is kind of a quick supplemental video. This is a quick how-to. I know everybody is dying to start using this as a tool to work with their client. The good news is I was realizing you're at that point. You can actually start using this to work your business. So I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to just present color options to a client. So you've got your Arch and Column builder prefab already put together. You've got your toolbox done, so you've got both those available. So go ahead and open your toolbox, open your Arch and Column builder files, have both those ready to go. And what we're going to do is go to File and New, and we're going to go to File and Save As, and we're going to call this client underscore A. Just give them a name. You can call them George and call them Steve. I don't care. Just name the file. So basically, you're going to name this the name of whoever you're working with, whatever the client's name is, however you work your filing system. Give it a name and save it. I usually save it in the same folder where I keep, like I said earlier, where I keep all of their invoice and other images and things like that. So we are going to go to Window now, and you can see we have the toolbox open, Arch and Column Builder open, and the client program, the client's file also open. Now you don't ever want to actually edit or change the colors in any of your prefabs or toolboxes. You want to keep that stuff. If you do, you don't want to ever save it. You always want this stuff to be ready to go as a starting point. So you never want to just open your Arch and Column builder and just start working in there to show your client anything. You'll end up accidentally saving something or changing something. You'll have to go back and undo it later to return it back to being just a usable starting point. So the first thing you do every time you meet with a customer is you're going to create a new file by going to File and New, which we've done, and that's the importance of that. Alright, so to do this, we're going to copy and paste and put everything in here just like we have been with everything else. So the first thing we're going to need is, let's go to the Arch and Column Builder program file, and I'm going to use the 8-foot prefab column we just built. Let's go there. I'm going to select Control A to select all, Control C to copy, go to Window, going to go to Client A, Control V to paste, and then let's go back to Window and let's go to the toolbox. Okay, so our client is having a baby shower, and it's a girl, and she can't decide what color pink she wants to go with. She wants to do pink and white or shades of pink. She's not sure. She likes the wild berry, she likes the rose color, but she also likes the regular pink, she likes the white. So let's just give her some color options here. Alright, so we need to get those colors into our client A's file first. So let's go ahead and let's grab the regular pink, which is here, and we've got it on this little 5-inch already. So let's select the little 5-inch one here, Control C to copy, go to Window, Client A, Control V to paste, and then delete to get rid of that. Back to the toolbox, and then that's it for the pink and the standard, but we know we have those other colors are in the fashion colors. So here we go. We've got wild berry available, we've got rose available, so let's grab those two. So I think this is already rose. If you're not sure, click it and apply it. Yep, and this one should be wild berry. If you're not sure too, you can always double click the object and it actually will tell you the material right here, what is on that object. So if I double click this one here, it tells me goldenrod. Alright, so I know I've got rose on this one and I've got wild berry on this one. So I'm going to right click both of those to select both of those, Control C to copy, and then back to Window, Client A, Control V to paste, and then immediately delete those. And you're not seeing the other color because this thing slides up. Go ahead and just grab it and drag it down, and you can see we've got the color starting to populate over here. She also said she wanted white, which I forgot, so let's go back to the toolbox, go back to the standard colors, and none of these have white, so let's put white on this big 24-inch by selecting the color, selecting the object, selecting the color, selecting apply, Control C to copy, Window, Client A, Control V to paste, and then immediately delete. Okay, so go to the viewpoint editor, and you're going to go to the multi-view just like this, and snap that so we have a nice view of all of them here. I use the zoom option real quick because this tends to not size correctly in the perspective, so I'm going to zoom that out a little bit so we can see it as we're working. Alright, so what we need to do is apply our colors to the column and then obviously to the top balloon, but the top balloon is in the way on the top view, so go ahead and click the top balloon and then press H to hide. Alright, now we have a clear view of the top of our column. So let's go ahead and let's add pink to this one, regular pink to this one, white here, and white here. Okay, and then Control H to unhide. And then let's make that top one pink also. Okay, I'm sorry, Shift H. Did I say Control H? It's Shift H. H to hide, Shift H to unhide. H to hide, Shift H. Got it? All right. Not Control H. I have a habit of saying Control H. Okay, so let's go ahead and Control A to select all again. Control C, Control V to paste. Use your Move tool over here. Isolate the X-axis and drag that right out just like that. Now what we can do is, while we still have this all selected, hit Control C, Control V again, drag another one over here. Control C, Control V, drag another one over here. Control C, Control V, drag another one over here. And as you can see, we now have a bunch of multiple columns, all of the same color. And what I'm going to do real quick is go to this front view. I'm going to use the drag select and drag it across these five 3-footers on the top. Select them all at the same time like that. Hit H to hide them all at the same time. And then I'm going to go to the top view, go to the viewpoint, and I'm going to snap that to the frame view, and you can see I now have a top view of all of my columns. So this first one we're going to keep pink and white, standard pink and white. This next one we're going to make rose, so we can actually right click these two pink balloons and add the rose color. So what that does is changes me from my regular pale pink, or the standard pink I should say, to the rose pink. And then we're going to go to this next one, and we're going to right click these two pinks and make them both wild berry. And then she wanted to see let's say she wants to see the wild berry and the rose together, per your suggestion, because you know what you're doing. So we're going to make one of these rose and make this other one wild berry. You can see how easy this is to do, how I can just start piecing this together. And then she also wanted to see what a column would look like with less white. So she wants to go with 2 rows. So let's make both of these pink rows. And then let's make one of these white stripes wild berry. Like that. And if you look in the front view here now, we have all these great color options available for the client. Shift H to unhide all of your top balloons. And this first one, this pink matches because we've obviously got pink in here. Well, we got rose in this one, so let's change this 3-footer to rose. And then this one is all wild berry, so let's change this top 3-footer to wild berry. And again, you can right there with your client, while you're doing your consultation, you can be doing this on the fly. Can I see that 3-foot balloon in white? Sure, let me click that and make that white. Boom, that's what it looks like, white. And then over here we've got kind of a combination of all. Let's go ahead and make this one rose also, because that's kind of the dominant color in that particular column. So now what we've done is we've created in this front view, if we go to one view, we've created 5 different color options for the client. Now this is great if you're there in person meeting with the client, and you can do this right there on the fly and show them these color options. But if you're corresponding through email or through texting or some kind of other means, some kind of electronic means, what you can do is go to the render option. And you can do this obviously when you're meeting with a client. Go to the render option up here and go to render image while you're on the front view. Sometimes it goes straight to here. Sometimes you have to select render a couple times. All right. What I do right away is I select the background color using the frame spec editor. Change the background to white, so sliding this all the way up to white. Make sure this anti-aliased box is ticked. That gives you a nice clean 3D image, almost a photographic quality, and you want this image box button to be ticked also. Next thing I do is 400 by 300 is kind of small, so I double this right away to 800 by 600, and then go ahead and click OK. And what that will do is give you this beautiful render, which is more true to the actual colors of the balloons in the catalog. And this is now actually an image that you can save. So we can go to the save option over here. Right away, you're going to tick this to JPEG. It makes it a smaller file. You can do bitmap, but that makes for a huge file, and it's very high resolution, but it's also kind of a big file. So go to select JPEG, select your quality to 100, and then use this little box here with the 3 dots to navigate to where you want to save it. We're going to save it in the same spot as our client, and we're going to call this client underscore A underscore render 1. So if you do multiple renders, you can call it whatever you want. Actually, let's not call it render 1. Let's call this color OPTS underscore ops, color options. So go ahead and click save. Everything looks good here. You're going to say OK. And that quick, you've just saved this image to send to your client. Now, a quick way to help your client make the selection, we're going to close this. Go to your start and find paint. And then file, we're going to open. So let's go find that. We have it in our offsite drive here in tutorials. So we have client A color ops, and if you go to your thumbnail views, you actually see it as a thumbnail here. Isn't that cool? So we're going to double click that to open it up. So here's our image that we just basically saved from the program. And what you can do is use your text editor in Paint and go down here and just make a big text box. And we're going to make a letter A, a bunch of spaces, B, C, D, and E. Just like that. It's a little small, so I'm going to change the size to, let's say, 22. That looks pretty good. So when you're done that, click out of there. If you're not real familiar with how to use Paint, it's pretty easy to kind of figure out. I'm not going to do any tutorials on Paint. See how this kind of makes this big white box? Go ahead and select Transparent Selection, which is this right here. It's a little different in the new Paint. They made it a lot harder. Can't help you. So go ahead, drag these. Basically what you're going to do is use Paint to go ahead and add letters underneath each of these like this, real nice and neat. And what this does is gives your client the option, when you email this to them or send it to them, all they have to do is say, I like column C. So go to File and go to Save again, or you can save as if you want to save it as a copy. I'm going to just click Save, and I'm going to save it with the letters on it. Close Paint. And now what I've got is this cool, all my other files in here. I got this cool file I can send to the customer just like this that shows them all their color options. Alright, so there you go. So that's it. Again, you could be working right on site with a client with this, get some practice in, become proficient with it so you look like you know what you're doing with it, and it's a great tool. Alright, thank you.